See, I ain't tryna hurt you, baby. No, 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 I just wanna work you, baby. Yup, yup. See, I ain't tryna hurt you, baby. No, 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 I just wanna work you, baby. If you scared, you better run. 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 You better run away, baby. The fire put my spell on you. You better get away, darling. 'Cause everything you heard is true. You're falling apart, we'll end up alone. 'Cause Lord knows I'm a rolling stone. So you better run away, baby.
Sometimes life isn't easy when you're left someone or you're just left home alone, like these two. Kevin McCallister, the youngest of the McCallister family. And the neighbor, you know, the guy who doesn't like sneaking inside his basement. Well, he's gonna kill you if you do. I'm Jedi Masonic, and it's my job to analyze their stats, weapons, and abilities to find out who will determine their home alone neighbor mission. Sometimes a childish life isn't easy, isn't it, Jeff?
What? How did you see me?
You're literally impossible to miss, Jeff. Also, I knew it was a stupid idea to turn you into a robot.
Oh, come on, it was cool.
That's your opinion anyways. Anyway, life wasn't easy for Kevin McCallister, which turned out to be a total douchebag in this family. Which then, yet again, led him to sleep overnight, same with his family, but they left for an airport to trip to Paris, well, leaving Kevin McCallister behind. And with that, he ended up to be home alone, doing whatever he wants, but stopped by two robbers since that. But not to say that he's really doopy, he's actually really intelligent for an 8-year-old or a 10-year-old kid. Yeah, he's actually even smart enough to outmatch robbers who are actually in their mid-30s. He's took hits from Harry and Marv, and he's also fast enough to he's also actually smart enough to outsmart them whenever he wants. And plus, he's so smart that he even made traps that not even Harry and Marv could actually predict. Well, they actually did predict inside Home Alone 2, but actually felt short about that because, you know, they weren't actually smart as they look. Sorry. He's actually smart enough to lure them to him so so the traps can actually trigger, which is actually really awesome if you ask me. Kevin is really strong too. He's actually strong enough to take down his older brother Buzz, which Buzz is actually times bigger than him. He's fast too. He's fast enough to outran Harry and Marv, which a grown man can actually run up to 20 miles per hour, which Kevin is actually 2 times faster than an average grown man. He's actually super tough too. Once in the zip line, he actually crashed into his own treehouse, which a simple hit from a wood in the face could actually destroy which actually can break your nose. Which he managed to take a beating from that. But even though he is tough, he does have some weaknesses. Kevin may be smart, but he can't be outsmarted if he's not smart enough. And plus, once Harry and Marv actually outsmarted him twice, which didn't actually give him a fair edge of intelligence. Well, not in a normal kind of way anyway. But no matter what, when he's home alone, you do not want to mess with this kid. Now, you may think that living a kid is hard, and you may think that living a grown-up is easy. Well, you're dead wrong. Living a grown-up is actually way more harder than living your life as a kid because you just want to be young again when you're super old. That could be the same for the neighbor. Well, I know there are a lot of neighbors out there, but let's focus on one neighbor in particular. The neighbor. Now, we actually know about the backstory. He was actually a wonderful husband. He had 2 kids, a son and a daughter named Maya, and I can't remember the son's name, crap. They were a happy family, and as always, they lived happily ever after. But the neighbor got really upset and frustrated when his wife died in front of him in a car crash. He survived, but the wife died. Sad and poorly thought out. I don't know, more trustfully, that his son and his daughter were playing hide and seek, and his son just accidentally pushed the daughter off and died. Which the neighbor decided to tear out and leave the place and turn it into a battlefield. But what we don't know about the neighbor is his son. My theory is that the son is the Shadow Man, which I will do a theory about that in another video. But anyways, the neighbor, as we know, is actually a really suspicious man keeping something in his basement, and it's up to us, the player, to know what the secret is. Now, you may think that just because he's old, he's gonna be outsmarted easily. But guess what? You're dead wrong. He's actually really smart for his own age. Am I assuming he's in his early 50s? But anyways, he's actually smart enough to not let the player get inside his own house. Well, his house may be just a normal house, but it's actually a freaking midlife crisis in there. For real, he set off bear traps, he sets off cameras, and he actually makes sure that you bleed and die. And plus, even if you do get inside his basement, he'll actually charge at you. He'll actually grab you with his rubber gloves. He also carries around his trusty shovel. He also carries around other sorts of weapons like watering cans and like buckets and something like that can hurt you. He even throws tomatoes and bear traps at you. The neighbor may be old, but he is actually a tough nut to crack. He's been pushed. He's been pushed. He's been really thought out, and even got pushed so hard that he can actually fly. Literally. Seriously, there's glitches in the game. But even though he is tough, he does have some weaknesses. He is old, but he is smart, but he actually can't hear that well, is what I discovered in the game. He can't hear that well, because plus, even if he does hear, but he's still old. He still can't hear. I discovered that in the game. But no matter what, he still remained the suspicious man we all know. Alright, cash your votes in, people, because it's time to see who will determine their legendary mission. Aha! Found it.
Can't let him know. Can't let him find out.
Okay, now how am I gonna get inside that basement? Crap. Ah!
Hey you! What are you doing here? This is none of your concern. Get out of my house.
I'm not gonna stop until I find out what's in that secret basement! Fine. Ow, 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 ow.
I regret being his neighbor.
Woohoo! I got a bullseye! Haha! Take that, you stinky... Ah! Oh my god, what is wrong with you?
I told you to get out. Also, learn to respect your elders, boy. Crap.
Good thing Buzz got me this real shotgun. Okay. Some say old is better than the young, but this day, it changes today. It's Christmas Day, actually. And I'm sorry if I made the battle too gory. But our winner is Kevin McCallister. And yes, you guys, I saw in the comments, are going to be hating me right now, since you guys are saying that this might be an easy win for the neighbor. But you're dead wrong. See, the reason why is that I looked through the entire celebrity of Home Alone and did some extensive research, is that when you're actually too old, or when you're actually in your mid-50s, your eyesight starts to get poor and your ears starts to not work that well. Plus, even if he was to hear and detect how Kevin would react, he wouldn't have the opportunity to catch him since he's too old, he's too slow. Kevin is way too fast for his own good. And plus, while the neighbor can set off traps in his house, same as Kevin, but in Home Alone 2, that actually changes the subject. Thanks to Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, he actually sets off traps somewhere else. Yeah, if you haven't watched Home Alone 2, Kevin sets off traps somewhere else. Well, even if he were to, suspect the traps, he wouldn't have the opportunity to react before triggering it. So the neighbor was tough, he was more wiser, but Kevin was smarter, faster, and even stronger for his own good. Not to mention that he is actually quite of a kid, so he is actually kind of better. Looks like the neighbor couldn't take care of his home alone. You get it? Yeah, y'all probably get it. The Christmas winner is Kevin McCallister. Also, don't you worry, the Mask vs. Dante will come out eventually, next year, since I'm going to be taking a break for the rest of the year. Thank you, and good night.